Morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm going to be off camera for today's meeting unless I'm needed for voting purposes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Morning.
Hello.
Hey, Michael.
Hi, I was just saying I'm going to be off camera for today's meeting unless I'm needed for voting.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Stephen Hernandez Esquire has joined us. What?
Good morning. Nice to
Square.
see you.
How are you doing?
Nice to see you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Steve, you look
Thanks
so
for
young.
having.
What is your secret?
I don't, I don't know that there's one thing except maybe filters on the Zoom. I'm gonna blame that.
Morning, Ariane.
Hey, Steve. It's been a long time.
It sure has. Nice to see you. Well, I was on a call about a month and a half ago now, with one of my national colleagues, and he was talking about how there was this first generation surgeon out in the Middle West, Nebraska, uh, whose family is here. He came here as a young man, is now very successful, and he just couldn't stop going on and on about America's 250. He was so excited at the prospect of celebrating, all of it, the American dream, and just, the rekindling and the reimagining of what the American dream means for modern Americans. And how it is that we talk about the American dream, of course, in the context of so much that's happening all over the country. And it was just really exciting because he really honed in on education, the promise of educational access and opportunity as his hook, and which is why he was talking to my colleague. But really, really interesting and exciting. And then I'm working on the southern part of the state with this group of folks who work with early childhood, and they're preparing for America's 250. And we're going to focus on early literacy and just little kids and reading and a love of learning and a love of reading and reading important texts even when you're little, right? About our
Yep.
democracy, about civics. So it's really exciting stuff.
It's great to hear. Thanks, Stephen.
So I couldn't stop thinking of y'all.
These have been very front and center in our conversations,
Yep.
at Connecticut Humanities for sure, and I know in a broader group as well.
Yep.
Rachel, are we
We can-
expecting others?
Not that I know of, so we can probably get started.
Okay, great.
Here's
Well,
the
welcome.
agenda.
Yeah, I think we can start with approval of the minutes. Looks like we should have enough people this time. August 13th. Any questions on the minutes from last week or last month before?
I have a quick question. I noticed the discussion on the Spencer Trust folks. I didn't see them mentioned in this meeting's batch of applicants. Any dates on that?
Yes, we have an update on that. do we want to do, I can share it when do we want to hold that until we talk about the applications?
Yeah,
Fair, yeah, fair enough.
thank you. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Great,
I,
All in
second, excuse me.
thank you. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Abstain? Okay. Minutes approved. Next up, affiliate program. Rachel, update on the last one.
Yeah, so the Spencer Trask and Co, they did get back to me, and the question they answered no on was about whether they were planning on having inclusive programming, and they just said we weren't planning on doing any programming, which is what we thought they would say. So based on that, I would say no concerns there.
Okay, great. If everybody had a chance to look through the applications, the spreadsheet, I didn't see, they all seemed pretty straightforward and good to me. Any concerns anybody had? Oh. Okay,
All straightforward.
great. So if we can move to vote on approving all of them as one group.
Will we also, I'm sorry, we can motion and then maybe discuss. I was just going to suggest, do we add in the Spencer Trask to this?
Yeah, it was, I think, 7 new plus
Okay.
Spencer Trask, which is
Got
it's 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does it work for everybody to vote on all the new plus the one from last time? Okay, great.
All right, I'll second Deborah's.
Thank you. All in favor?
I,
Morning, Denise.
Good morning. Sorry I'm a little late. I got occupied with other things. Can I ask, so what are we up to in terms of numbers for affiliate groups?
I think after this one, we are at 134.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wanted to be able to tell the governor. I went walking with him the other night and he had questions for me, which is good. I try not to bring these things up. Otherwise, he'll stop asking me to go walking. And I think he's about to get interested for the first time. We'll see.
Well, we've been wondering about that because he's been radio silent on his offer to support the commission. When I had lunch with him and a group of Hartford EDs about a month and a half ago.
Yep. Well, he asked, how's America 250 going? And I said, well, I have some real concerns about the Humanities Council continued existence. He said, really? I said, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, don't forget, he is importuned daily by about 20 different groups. And so he just sits there, and kind of loses off, I suspect. And I can't blame him, but we'll see.
Well, thanks for that nudge.
Yeah, and I talked to Tom Scanlon, and he's definitely on the job. And I told him about my conversation. He said, well, I have a meeting with him today, so I will bring it up because he said he wants to put me in touch with Dan O'Keefe in terms of getting more business support. I told him I've tried hard for years now, and I just can't get anybody really interested. We need one big sponsor for this event at the end, if nothing else. And he said, okay, I'm going to put you in touch with Dan O'Keefe. So if the governor tells Dan to go to work on this, maybe it'll happen. I'm hopeful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. It's all we can do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we've passed all the applications for this month, plus the last one. The next full commission meeting I think we'll need to just remind everybody that the annual report will be coming up on our end, and we'll need updates from each of the subcommittees. I think we should, I know we always give a deadline and it's slightly ignored, but we should still do it.
Yes. How many reports do you suppose they get? 200? How many boards and commissions are there? There's a lot.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the meeting is on the 15th,
Right.
and
October 15th.
maybe Rachel, when you send out your notice with agenda and everything about the meeting, maybe there could be a mention about the reports coming up, just so that on the 15th it's not the first time they're hearing about it. And then
So Ariane, this is for a submission by the end of January, if I recall, right?
yeah.
So ideally, we'd want, we can announce it, and then we want something submitted by the committees by Christmas, maybe. I mean, is that fair, or the first of the year?
I mean, I was gonna say, like early December, mid-December,
Okay.
because that first deadline just tends to be ignored. And then, so if they're late and they do send it in, right after the new year, we also have time to put it together.
Okay, that's fair.
So yeah, maybe can we say December 15th?
Yeah.
It gives them 2 months from the date of the next meeting.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And I can do what I did last year and give them kind of a template and show them what was in there last year to start with.
Okay, great. All right, anything else about the upcoming full commission meeting?
No.
Anything else in general? So I will say tomorrow our office has a kind of full executive staff meeting about the 250th and coming together everyone's supposed to be bringing ideas to talk about what we can do kind of as either one big project from out of our office or, multiple projects, but just thinking more about, what our role will be next year. So,
Ariane,
but I do think it's time, like you were saying, the governor's starting to think about it. Secretary Thomas is now starting to think about it more. It's kind of more imminent, so.
Ariane, I think that's a terrific idea. And I assume it will probably revolve around elections in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think elections, civic engagement in general, my take on it has tended to be something around, each person playing their part, no matter what that part is. Everybody has a talent, a skill, something that they can add to kind of that overall, kind of along for the common good theme. So yeah, putting that message out. But yeah, I think elections may be part of it too.
I'd love to continue to advocate for your office's support of red, white, and blue schools and just sort of continuing to build that awareness actively and passively. I think that's going to matter long term.
Yeah, definitely. And we are, so we had a meeting, Sally, Steve, and I had a meeting a couple of weeks ago about getting that going for this coming year. We are looking at dates for kind of a virtual kickoff for mid to late October. And I just had someone on my team going through the website and writing up the edits for the old State House to do. So yeah, that's all that we're definitely moving forward with that. And For the Common Good is the theme for the coming year. So we'll definitely have a 250th slant.
Yeah.
And does
Sure, a lot of teachers are probably already thinking about, incorporating that into their.
does Steve have any idea how many schools are going to be interested? Because our biggest problem was always communication, and somebody ramping up the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, we have consistently, since 23 when we started, we have consistently had more and more schools.
Yeah.
So I think we try to make it clear that this doesn't have to be something new that you're adding to your, to the classroom. This can be, you're probably already doing a project that would be applicable. So we don't want it to seem like it's more work for the teachers. And I think that has been a little bit of the pushback. At least at the beginning, I saw that a lot, kind of, how can you ask us to do more when we were under-resourced and we did, we've always tried to walk that.
I wonder if it would help at this point. I could go make presentations to things like the superintendents of schools. Fran is a very good friend of mine. She's the executive director right now, or the boards of education. Less so the boards of education, but the superintendents, the principals association, because if the teachers get the message from the top down, it's very helpful. Let me see if I can manage that. And it's a little late, honestly, but I think maybe I'll talk to Steve about it.
I think it's a great idea, Denise. I think continuing just to build those relationships and awareness is going to be really important.
Yep. Okay.
That's great. And we are putting together kind of a, I don't know, handout, flyer, some materials that we haven't really had in the past, I don't think, to help promote it better. So I could supply you with those. And
yeah, sure. Oh yeah, no, I have plenty of things. I think the message is, this is the year. I mean, this is the year we need, and teachers have asked me about it. Some schools are already doing a lot and working with their town committees, and that's helpful. In fact, maybe that's the way to kind of try to get them in, is, have them, put them in contact with the towns that are doing things like Weathersfield, Ridgefield, all these guys. And that way they can work in a coordinated way. But if we tell the committees that the red, white, and blue schools is a thing, you'd be surprised. I think that's another thing. Have we talked to the committees about red, white, and blue schools? Because a coordinated effort at a town level is much more effective, honestly.
We're putting together, it's actually almost ready to go, some little one-pagers that we're going to send to committees and to historical societies and to schools with things that they can do with students all together. So that's going to be ready pretty soon, this week probably.
Right.
Yeah. And we also have some curriculum up on the website.
Red, white, and blue schools, because otherwise the committees will want to do their own projects, and that won't necessarily fit into the school curriculum. But if we just make sure we keep saying, hey, you've got this great vehicle to do your idea, through the schools, I think that would help.
Yeah.
Just keep saying red, white, and blue schools, red, white, and blue schools over and over again, and maybe they'll get the message.
Yeah. If you need, I got to look at what my intern put together, but we just did we're doing a little write-up about the theme.
Right.
kind of flesh it out a little bit. So if you need any of that, I can
Yep.
give that to you.
I think we need to cross-pollinate is what I'm saying. So in other words, if you have something that says, here's who's on your committee in your town, I mean, make sure they connect. Many of them are already connected. I know in my town of Mansfield, the teachers at E.O. Smith High School are already working with the committee, which is a town committee and a university committee. So they're all kind of working together. I don't know what they're working on, but they were already doing red, white, and blue schools. So I suspect.
Yeah, I was going to say they were one of our runners up last year, our distinguished schools last year. They had a great submission.
Yeah, Joe Goldman, he's the best teacher in the state, honestly. If I do say so myself. I knew him when he was 3 years old. But anyway, yeah, no, he's great. He's the one.
Denise, I have to agree, Denise. I have to agree.
Good. So, yeah, that would be, I think, a good pitch, and a good pitch to the superintendents of schools. Look, here's the list, you can find on the website. Connect with the person in your town that's funding this, has organized this committee, and see, make sure the schools are connected in. And that way they get local political support as well. So it's good.
Yeah, and that is part of the rubric, and what they're, rated on is how much the students interact with the community outside of the school, how much interacting with other classes and grades and all within their school. So it's really about like bringing the students out, bringing in community members into the school, and showing like that cross.
Yeah, it's always been a major goal of that program to connect students to their community, and it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
And now they have a theme to go with it, so it's great.
Yeah.
All right.
And Rachel, if you guys have examples or suggestions for projects that kids can do already written up, I would like to take that as well and put them up onto the Red, White, and Blue Schools.
Oh, that's a great
onto our resource page.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have like lesson plans. We haven't developed any project-y type things. I'll take a look and see what we have.
Okay. That we are also working on. Because I think teachers kind of struggle, like, well, what could we submit? We don't, like, they just like they need something more tangible. So we're also working.
Yes, and telling stories is the best way to get people involved. So that would be perfect if we could come up with, let me talk to Joe about it. Let's see what he, because he might be good at coming up with some ideas or things that he's tried in the classroom. Teachers love that, because then they don't have to think it up themselves. They got enough to do just getting their grades done and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be great.
And we're planning some webinars where we can walk through sample project ideas and those types of things. So we'll have at least 1 or 2 of those throughout the year. April is still the submission deadline. I think it's kind of toward the end of April. So there's plenty of time.
Yeah, great. Okay. I'll get a hold of Fran and see if I can get on the agenda for the superintendents, and I'll come up with a little presentation that might include a little story about what students have done in some school, that kind of thing. That would get people's attention. And then if I could connect them up with, say, go on the website, find out what your town committee is doing on the America 250, and then connect up with them, and we will help you do that. That would be very appealing, I think, to superintendents. Yep.
Yeah, if you can do that, let me know. We can
I will
get together. On
great. I'll be in touch. Yeah, I'll do it right now. All right.
Okay. Anything else anybody would like to bring up before we go?
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you. And we'll see you in October.